Now with Marco Carducci getting the call to the Canadian men's national team, in this week's video I posed the question, who are the next Canadian Premier League players to get the call to the Canadian men's national team? But before we get started and talk about this here in this week's video, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Curtis. This is my channel A.F.C. Curtis, your home for all things Canadian Premier League content as well as Canadian soccer content right here on YouTube. So definitely hit that red subscribe button. Now with history finally being made and a Canadian player in the Canadian Premier League finally getting that call up to the Canadian men's national team, maybe a little sooner than a lot of people expected, definitely is fantastic for the league, fantastic for these young players. And I think there's a lot, it shows, first of all, that John Herdman and the men's national team are definitely scouting and watching Canadian Premier League games, because there's been a lot of good Canadians who have come up so far this season who deserve a shot. I think Carducci is definitely one of them, and because of his hard work, it got recognized by him getting called up. And in this video now, I'm going to pose the question, who are the next guys to come up? Who are the next guys that get that call up? I'm super excited to share this with you guys, so let's get started. TERRAN Campbell. This guy's the Golden Boot leader in the Canadian Premier League right now. This guy is super young, so he'd fit into that youth movement John Herdman's bringing into the squad. I mean, the guy's top 3 in shots in the league right now, has been for quite a while now. Is the Golden Boot leader, like I said, with 9 goals right now. He's going to be the first player to probably crack double digits in CPL history. And on top of all that though, this guy has definitely improved. It just seems like month after month he just keeps adding to his overall package. He just keeps getting better and stronger on the ball and without the ball even. And I think this guy would work perfectly either on the wing for the men's national team or even as an attacking midfielder for the team. He loves to get shots. He loves to shoot. Obviously, his stats in the CPL have proven that. And I think he can add maybe a little extra spark and a good freshen up of the attack for the men's national team. So it's not all relied on players like David there to score all the goals like he did this past summer at the Gold Cup there. But I think having a TERRAN Campbell come in can definitely freshen that attack up and maybe even bang home a few goals. A little unexpected goals here and there maybe, but I think he could be a good fit by the end of the year for the men's national team. AMER DIDIC. The next player on my list here is F.C. Edmonton defender, and the only defender on this list, by the way, is Mr. AMER DIDIC. This guy just seems to be the total package. To me, he's my candidate right now of the defender of the year in the CPL award, just because, I mean, he's just playing at a crazy level right now. He's been one of the top, for me overall, out of every position, top 10 players in the league right now for most of the season. He's been consistent from the start, from the very first game in the spring, all the way now into the late summer, early fall part of the calendar year, and he's looking great for FC Edmonton. He's a good leader in the back end. He's in the top 5 in assists in the CPL. He's number 1 in the league in clearances per match. I mean, that's fantastic for a total package defensive center back who can actually add a little bit of flair and offense up front. Obviously with his assists, he can clear the ball and get a good pass out for a start an attack. So I mean, a player like that, I think he can really, you know, as an underdog, I think he can really play well enough that I think he can challenge for a spot as a center back for the Canadian men's national team. We're still kind of figuring out who the starters are for those CB spots up there, but I think we should add him to the list of potential candidates that could play for a spot. And if not, maybe as a starter right now, maybe as a sub that can come off on and play and rotate in as a CB there for the men's national team. Tristan BORGES. Next up, we have Mr. Tristan BORGES of Forge FC, who of course, you know, we've all talked about in the past about how he's going to get transferred this coming winter and go to a club in Europe. And I think besides that, he's deserved it because he's had a great summer and a great season in the Canadian Premier League. As of late though in August, yeah, I think he's missed a few matches due to injuries and focusing on the CONCACAF League for Forge. But I think overall, I think he's had a really good season, had a really good spring season where he really surprised a lot of people, came on everyone's radar. The fall season now, everyone's kind of used to him, that they can defend a little bit better against him, but he's still a fast, talented player out there for Forge FC and for the Canadian Premier League. And I think he deserves that call up to the men's national team. Maybe not in October because Forge will be big in terms of in the middle of a championship type of run. But I think November, after the season's all said and done, they're in mid-November for that round of international break matches there. I think he get called up and play potentially in all 2 of those matches for John Herdman's squad. I mean, the guy's top 10 in shots. He is top 5 in assists in the league, and he's 2nd in the league in goals with 7. I mean, this guy deserves a call up without a doubt in my mind. Michael PETRASSO. Valor FC's Michael PETRASSO will end off this list of my 5 players picks because this guy has looked great recently. I mean, he's in a good run of form since coming back from injury. It looks like a brand new signing of all things for Valor FC. I mean, this guy for me has been one of my top 10 players, even top 5 now in the Canadian Premier League, just because he's looked so like he's carried momentum forward for the team. And I mean, since coming back from injury, Valor is starting to turn around their bad luck, and now it's starting to become good luck. Now they're starting to pick up wins, they're starting to pick up those points, and a big part of it is because of Michael Petrasso's return. I mean, before that he was good, but now he looks even better right now since returning from injury. He's top 5 in the league in assists. He's tied for 3rd in the league in goals. He's also now 2nd in the league in successful dribbles, behind only Ryan Telfer. So I mean, this guy right now is in good form. He's in really good form, enough that I think could just bump him into a call-up. Maybe not, again, not in October, but in November when the season's over. I think he deserves a call-up for John Herdman's men's national team right now. But kind of like Ryan Telfer, he's a little bit in his mid-20s there. So I mean, the team and the depth chart for the men's national team ahead of him right now on that right side is forming a little bit younger, unfortunately, and you know, it's kind of now or never for a Petrasso and Telfer type situation, where they kind of have to make it now rather than, you know, next year. They can't really wait them out, if you know what I mean here. So I mean, I think Michael Petrasso has played a good enough season though. He deserves at least 1 call-up this year. So those were my picks of players I think in the Canadian Premier League right now deserve to be called up to the men's national team. Did I miss anybody? Let me know down in the comment section below, or just let me know your picks down below in the comment section. Let's talk down there. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, that thumbs up button. It shows me like content just like this. And of course, if you want to see more content just like this on my channel, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and a little bell notification button so you can get notified each and every week I drop a brand new episode just like this one. And of course, you can also find my content over at northernstarting11.com. I'll have a link for that website down in the description below. It's a great website to go. It's got everything you need to have to satisfy your appetite for Canadian soccer, from the Canadian Premier League to League One to PL LSQ. Everything you need is all down there in that website, so click that link down below. And of course, if you like the stats I have on this channel, definitely got to check out the app FotMob on Google Play as well as the App Store. Great app out there with all the great stats you need for any league, really, not just Canadian Premier League, but every league it seems like in the world is all on there. Every competition, club and country is all there on this app. So it's a great app, so definitely check it out. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching.